Hey, yeah, welcome back to another video with Life of Chess for the Bold and Beautiful May 21st, 2025. Hold on, let me make sure it's 21st, y'all. Yeah, May 21st. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. So, did nothing really happen? They said, what's today, Wednesday? So, we got 2 more episodes. They said this week that Taylor's supposed to confront Brooke about the fashion show and everything. So, I'm assuming either tomorrow or on Friday's episode. But yeah, on today's episode, didn't too much happen. They always playing these doggone flashbacks and stuff. But okay, we're gonna start with Hopi Carter. So, she was just telling him that he's the one that she want to be with, just trying to reassure him that she wants him and only him. I said, at this point, I don't support them. I do not support them being together because she know doggone well she won't leave him. And when they get ready to do that treatment and they end up saving him or whatever, and he's available, how she gonna feel then? I just don't feel. I don't know. I might be wrong about this, but I was like, nah. I think she showed how she feel. I think it's been too many times. But yeah, we're gonna start with Hope Carter. Like I said, she was just trying to reassure him that he's the one that she wants. Excuse me. He's the one that she wants or whatever. Just telling him, and he was like, "No, I know what I heard. Just tell me the truth or whatever." Hold on, let me see. And she was saying, he has it all wrong. And she finally tells him that Liam's dying, and she ends up explaining that he has a mask. So I was like, okay, do that mean he got cancer or what? Does that mean he had cancer? Because when I was talking to him in the office, he brought up how his mama ended up with something like that, and she had cancer, and she wasn't who he knew her to be. But yeah, all I know for sure is that he has a mass on his brain, and they still saying that it's inoperable. But yeah, to finish with Hope and Carter, she tells him that Liam is dying, and he was just hugging her and comforting her, and she was like, she don't know what she gonna do, how she gonna get through this or whatever. And he was like, I'm here, and just telling her that wait, I skipped the part. I think once again she told him that he's the one that she want to be with, and then that's when she told about Liam dying and the mass on his brain and how it's inoperable, and she don't know what she's gonna do, and that's what he overheard or whatever. I said that ain't that he heard that, but at the same time he know what he heard. You said you what they got to do with you saying you wanted to be him. I can't even explain it right. What they got to do with you saying you wanted to be with him? He told you to go be with Carter. You said no, you the one I want to be. Ain't that what she said? If I'm not mistaken, ain't that what she said? But yeah, next we got Finn, Steffi, Liam. They make it to Dr. Buckingham. Well, they make it to the office, and that's when she comes in, and she was like, "There's been a mix up or whatever." I'm not saying that there's been a change in your condition because you still have a mask, it's still inoperable, but they came up with a some type of plan where he could get some type of treatment that could help extend his life. It could help extend his life, but it's not gonna save him. Y'all know they finna save him. They basically just said they finna save him. But yeah, so she told them like he still had the same condition, a mass on his brain, it's inoperable, but they found a plan or they came up with a plan to extend the timeline for him or whatever, but it may affect his quality of life. And his whole thing was he don't want to do it because of his mama, or I ain't gonna say he didn't want to do it, but he having his doubts because of his mama, because she had cancer and she was going through chemo and all these treatments and stuff, and she was just laying in the bed, and it affected him. It affected him in a way that he don't want Beth and what's the other girl name, Kelly. He don't want Beth and Kelly to deal with it, to deal with what he dealt with. And another thing I should have started out saying, yet another person knows that Liam's dying except Bill. Except Bill. Bill still don't know. And then at this point, it's not gonna matter because they already over here trying to come up with a plan to save him as it is. I was like, dude, that's who I wanted to see. After I seen Hope and Steffi reaction, I wanted to see Bill reaction. What else? What else? Steffi was trying to convince him to go through with the treatment, and he still like. I don't think he ever. I think it ended with her trying to tell him he has to fight. He has to continue to fight or whatever for the sake of his girls, you know, because that's a chance. How he been wanting a chance, he been talking about it for a while, saying he not giving up. He just looking for an opportunity and stuff like that. Now he got the opportunity. I still think they're gonna save him. I still think they're gonna save him. Who else we got? Um, Daphne's in it. Let me make sure I cover them first. The other people will tell that Brooke's trying to. No, we're gonna get to Brooke. We're gonna get to Brooke because she still ain't gave up. She still ain't gave up. Let me see. Let me see. Katie tells Ridge. No, no, no. Yeah, we covered everything with Finn now. Next, we got Daphne's in there, Electra Will. So she's still in the office thinking about everything, thinking about Carter. They come in talking about a fragrance. They wanted her to create some type of fragrance. What did she say? Did she say a fragrance that smell like diamonds, or what diamonds would smell like, or something like that? Something crazy. Well, I ain't gonna say it's crazy. I take that back. I take that back. But they was trying to pitch an idea for her to come up with the next fragrance line or whatever, and she was distracted. That's when Will ends up saying, his cousin come back. I was like, wait, he called her his cousin again. Wait a minute, I just realized that that's his cousin. How is his cousin? Wait a minute. Will said that his cousin. Look, I'm confused. Somebody tell me. I was thinking about RJ. Ain't RJ her cousin? No, RJ is her what, brother? I'm trying to figure out how is Hope the cousin. But anyways, he told Daphne that his cousin come back, that Hope coming back or whatever. She was so mad. She was she was mad, and she still look. She ain't trying to hide it or nothing. She was like, I still feel like Forrester is better off without Hope. Oh, and they told that Steffi the one that hired her back. But she said she still feel like Forrester better off without Hope, and so is Carter. I said, girl, he gone. He gone. You missed your opportunity. You missed your opportunity. It's over with. He gone. I take that back. Technically, she ain't missed the opportunity, because if Liam gets saved or whatever, and they get back together, then there you go. What else happened? I think the last thing was she said that Forrester and Carter better off without Hope. Then they came back in to check on her. He was like, he wanted to check on her because he knows that she's in love with Carter. And I think that was the last thing with them. Brooke and Ridge, she was still talking about if Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester can, squash that beef and end things between them or whatever, then surely we can, fix things. I was like, girl, if you don't get at this man's face. And my thing, y'all should know, if y'all been listening, what I'm finna say. What did Ridge do wrong in this scenario? What did he do wrong? Well, he did a couple things wrong, actually. I said, now, if you're in a relationship, you said you wanted to respect your relationship, you tell her to keep her hands off you. She touching on him, touching on his jacket or whatever he had on, that suit, touching on his suit, his chest or whatever, touching on his face, and he just a smiling and tilting their head. It just a smile. I said, you supposed to tell her to keep her hands to herself. He don't say nothing, he just be entertaining it, and that'd be the problem. But yeah, they do say that Taylor and Brooke supposed to get to arguing again this week. I said, you need to save some of that energy for Ridge, because he over here contributing to it. He over here, because she in La La Land. I want to say that Brooke in La La Land, because she seemed to think that because, from the past, he always chose her no matter what, he comes back to her, which is true. It's definitely true. But she keep trying to keep trying. Now, he has been rejecting her barely. But yeah, at the same time, he contributing, because why you let her touch all on you like that? But yeah, like I said, she was trying to convince him that they could be back together. Just talking about the fashion show and stuff like that. They had to do the little flashback where they show. We know what happened at the fashion show. We seen it about 5,000 times now. We seen it about 10 times at least, for real. But yeah, they did a flashback. Brooke was holding something. I think it was the little, I don't know if it's called a press release or article or something about Forrester and everything. So I'm assuming it's about the fashion show, because they did a flashback. Then Katie had walked in. Brooke left out, and she started talking about something. She's not wrong, if you don't shut up, why would you urge her? She said, as long as you stay away from Bill. But yeah, Katie ends up telling Ridge him and Brooke belong together and all that stuff. And once again, he's smiling. He just was smiling and everything. And I was like, yeah, they got too much room. That's why Steffi tried to get them up out of there. Try to get all the Logans up out of there. But yeah, that's all that happened, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have girls today and be safe.